Tell them the good news, Smack?
Yeah, babe, go ahead and tell them.
Nah, I think they can
I'm
wait.
excited. I'm excited.
I guess you can't tell everything. Tonight's topic is how honest are you in your relationships?
Have you ever been swallowed?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been
Have you ever
swallowed
been
up? Have you gone through a time of
swallowed?
swallowing where
Yes.
everything was overwhelmed?
Have you ever been swallowed by the Lord? Have you ever been swallowed by the Lord? Have you ever been swallowed? Yeah. When you thought you couldn't, but then the Lord said, go on ahead and swallow. Oh my God. Yeah, have you ever been swallowed? He can't say nothing about swallow. Like, he can't say nothing about swallow.
Laugh. I hope y'all got to see that in the beginning. Welcome to Relationships Aren't Easy. My name is Smack.
No, Peach.
I tell you, funny, funny, funny. Before we get started, y'all know how we do. Please share the live. Please share the live. Please share the live. If I could get everyone to please share the live right now. And if you haven't liked us, please do so. Do that right now. And also, if you haven't had an opportunity to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to us, because soon that will be the only platform that we will be on, I would advise you to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel now. We will give you that information later, but you can just go and put what? Relationships aren't easy?
Relationships dot VIP is right there at the bottom of the
Yes.
screen.
You can join us on our website, relationships.vip, which will take you to our YouTube channel, correct?
No, actually, to take them to our website, but on YouTube you can find us at Relationships Uneasy.
Okay, so I did say it right. Search for us on YouTube, Relationships Aren't Easy, and join us on our website, relationships.vip. Take it away, babe.
All right. So tonight's topic is how honest are you in relationships? Are you honest? Do you lie about your body count? Do you lie about your finances? Do you lie about your orientation, sexuality? It's so many things that you can actually lie about. So,
Right. Even in your business relationships, do you actually lie about, what you bring to the table? Do you really have the connections you say you have? For the relationships that are with artists, like, are you really out here charging people knowing you haven't done the work you need to do? You know what I mean? So, there's a lot that people lie about, even on resumes, getting a job. Your work friends, you're trying to get higher up. So you
that's
go ahead
true.
and throw a little lie in there. Tonight is about honesty.
Yep. Honesty,
Honesty.
honesty. Or are you out here TD Jaking it? You know?
Yeah, are you out here swallowed? Have you ever been swallowed? Are you getting swallowed in all the lies that you have told that you just can't keep up?
So let's just kind of talk about what honesty is because I don't think people know exactly what it is.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Honesty. Honesty is basically being true to yourself. And I'm a firm believer that you cannot be honest about yourself if you don't know yourself.
Right.
How could you come and give, someone just basically, okay, this a rundown of who you are and you have no clue. So as you're discovering yourself, the person that you're in this relationship would have to discover you too. And that is not fair.
Right.
That's not right.
So let me tell you something. That's a big thing for me, and I always told a lot of my male friends, you know what I'm saying? Hey, why? Okay, you're single, but why are you lying to this girl over here? And when you could just be truthful, then it'd be up to them whether they want to deal with you, knowing you're dating a couple women. So I'm gonna tell you my situation. When I first became single, living in Delaware back in, early 2000s, I kept it real during the time when I was just dating. I kept it real with the women I dealt with. So I was like, hey, you're not the only one. You know what I mean? I'm not in a relationship. I am dating someone else. It's up to you whether you want to continue this. You know what I'm
Wait
saying?
a minute, am I the only one?
Stop. I said when I was single.
Well, I'm just checking.
We're in a relationship. This
I'm
woman
just
crazy. Here she go with the craziness, y'all. But yeah, this was during the time when I was dating, trying to find the right one. You know
Right.
what I mean? I kept it real from the get-go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when you keep it real from the get-go, you put it on, that's up to that person to decide whether they want to continue to get to know you or deal with you. You feel what I'm saying? And so many times, like, people just need to be honest. Why lie? Your lies will definitely catch up with you.
That's true. But then there's some people that don't want to actually believe the truth.
If they don't want to believe the truth, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little aspect from, relationship for me being LGBTQ. When I was out there, I was dating a couple different women, and I kept it real. And then, you either choose to continue to deal with me. We can go out to dinner, whatever. And it wasn't even sexual relationships. You feel what I'm saying? It was dating. Like, I want to keep it real. Like, you ain't the only one I'm dating. You know what I mean?
That's true. And sometimes people don't even date anymore. So
Oh,
I
I'm
think
old
you have to
school.
be real honest when if you're going to live like that kind of life where you just meet someone, we click, and then we start having an intimate relationship.
Right.
You have to be very honest because there's too much stuff out here you can actually get.
Now
But
take it a step further. Now you in that. You're in a relationship. Y'all courting each other, and you are saying that you're not dating anyone but you, and you're getting to know this person because you want to take it further. Now this is the time when you need to be honest about when they're asking you questions to get to know you even further. And a lot of people I know are not honest. And this has been a topic of conversation with me and some of my friends. And sometimes they said, there's a time and place to open up about the amount of people you slept with, body count. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Certain things they feel as though that kind of thing comes out during certain parts
Of the relationship.
of the relationship, meaning how far down. But I feel like when you start sharing your body with somebody, that's very important.
Yeah, that's true. But let's talk about some of the things people lie about.
Okay, people
Let's
are
what do they lie about?
age.
That is so weird. Like the person, if you're serious, they're gonna find out how old you are.
Right. People lie
Right.
about age. They lie about their finances.
I don't like that part. Lying about the fine. That's a sore thing for me.
Yeah.
You know what else people lie about? They lie now, and I think this is kind of bizarre, but people lie about the amount of children they have, and I don't understand why, because it's not like you're gonna hide them.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out. So why would you lie about your children?
Yeah. I don't know why people would lie about how many kids they have. You know, I mean, I don't know. I just don't get that, because that's something that I feel is important for the other person to know. There are people out here that are dating that don't want kids or don't want to be with anyone with kids. And that's important, I believe, to come out in the beginning.
Yes. And what
In the
about,
very beginning.
And then you just brought up another concept pertaining to children. People lie about wanting children.
Right. Right.
If you want children, say you want children, and that way, if that person doesn't want the child, then you can move on. Hey, it's I think that says DC Kool-Aid is
Hey,
on
what's
there.
going on,
But yeah,
y'all?
don't
DC
don't
Kool-Aid in the
don't
building.
lie about the fact that what just basic wants in a relationship,
Right.
like children and things of that nature. Another thing that I'm noticing in this generation, I say people, I'm noticing it with people that's maybe 30 to 40 and up. They're lying about their mental status. If you suffer from some type of mental disability or impairment, that is something you should share. Or if you're disabled, that's something you should share, because some people don't want to deal with that.
Right.
If you have anxiety, if you have autism, it's nothing wrong with you having it. If you lie about it, that's
That's
where
when
the
it becomes a
issue
problem.
is.
That's when the issue comes. So I'm so glad that when you and I first met and we were dating, I let you know I'm moody and I got anxiety, didn't I?
Yes,
I
yes.
put that out there right from the jump. I'm moody and I got anxiety. That is nothing that you play with, because you need to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe like everybody has some type of mental something.
Not me, I'm perfect.
No, you're not perfect. I think you get OCD here. You be acting like my brother sometimes. You
What?
becoming OCD sometime. Like, this has got to go this way. It's got to be right here. Turn to the right, turn to the left. She's saying, I don't know. But she has her ways, y'all. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, I have my ways. I don't have a mental disability. Nothing like that. But
But-
that is something you should share.
Yes.
It's not fair for someone to walk into a relationship, and even though you may have your issue contained, they may not view it as that. It may be disastrous for them. It may be too much for them to handle.
Yeah, exactly. And then, here's another one. People aren't honest about, like, when you broke up with someone. How long have you been out of a relationship? That's another thing.
Some people
Some
don't
people
be out
need
of
to-
them.
don't be yes. Some people don't be out of them and trying to get the know someone else. But then some people are like 2 or 3 weeks out trying to holler at somebody when you really got to deal with your situation there.
Right.
Yeah, you may not have been happy, but what if y'all was living together? You know what I'm saying? What if that person had kids and you attached to the kids? Those are things that you have to resolve before you decide to move on in the relationship. But look, I want to tell you about something else. This is a good one, and this is coming off of like intimate relationships. I want to talk about business relationships. One thing for me is I hate doing business with people who name drop and say, "Oh, I know them." Because people will do name dropping, right? And saying they know someone, then you go and mention their name to the person they said they know. You know what I mean? And they don't know them. They don't even know who you talking about. You see what I'm saying? So
Does that have any
that's
bearing on should the business continue?
well, to me, when you tell me you know someone,
Oh, it's like a referral.
yeah, well, people name drop me all the time, and people be coming back, such and such, like, I don't even know who you talking about. You may know me from this platform, but when it comes to business, if you've never done business with me, don't tell somebody you know me, because I may not want to, do business that kind of way. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm doing business with you, keep it real. If you don't know that person, when I say that, I mean have a business relationship with that person. Don't say you. That's why I would tell people, "Oh, I heard of them." You know what I mean? I don't know them personally. I've never
Right.
done business. I keep it real, but don't name drop when you ain't have business relationships with people, because then if I decide to take it further and trying to set up whatever we're doing business together, I'm taking what you told me. So that's when I say honesty in business relationships is being real. Like, did you sit down with this person and have a talk and know that they charge this to do this service? So that when I go there to talk, or we go there together, or if I call them, whatever it is, and I drop your name and they don't know you, I can't take you seriously.
Yeah.
I need you to be straight up with how you say you have that type of, relationship with whoever. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think another thing when it comes to business, again, back to finances, don't get into business with people if you cannot afford their endeavors. You can't have a partnership if you can't afford to be in it, because then that totally destroys the relationship.
Let me tell you, I have had people wanting to do, for instance, the showcases. Smack, man, I do this up north, man, and we should do, a show together. Okay, so I go do my homework, right? You ain't even got 20 people in the building. You ain't even got 3 artists that got a slot. Like, what showcases you talking about? And I only see one that you did in a year. We're not going to do business because then I'm going to feel like you're trying to take advantage of me. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
That's true.
And that's what comes with business relationships. People try to take advantage of you, and they're not bringing what it should be equal. You know what I'm saying?
Or semi-equal.
Or semi-equal,
close to
or
equal
you
as
got
can get.
something that I don't got, so let's bring this together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing with my showcase, with my cipher. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that in there. Business relationships is very important to me. And then I want to go back to relationships. And
Oh, I got
oh,
one.
okay, go ahead.
Now, in both business and relationships, people lie about time.
What do you mean by time? Explain what you mean.
I mean, people lie about the time that they have to commit to these things. Yes, people
Like-
lie
like-
about
like-
their time.
Okay.
Oh, I can do it. I can.
Oh,
be
yeah. Oh,
involved.
yeah.
I
Oh,
can-
yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can make. Don't
People
lie
need to know
about
when
your
to say
time.
no. Yeah.
Yes.
That and she'll tell you I work off of a calendar. Like I am, if I know I can't do it, and I've even pulled back from some organizations because I just don't have the time with the new job I have. And yes, that is very important. You have to know when to say no, because then you're committing that you're going to do something, and then that time comes around and you miss that.
Yep.
And then you burn that
You
relationship.
burnt that bridge.
Yep, you burnt that bridge.
But let's talk about the big one and why everybody's here, the TDJ's aspect. And you know that hits on orientation. And when it comes to orientation, we got to talk about our community itself, because everyone expects everybody to be heterosexual. And that's just not how the world works.
That's just not how the world
Right.
works at all. No.
So when you go into hiding, or what they call being on the down low.
Let me tell you, my mama always said, what you do in the dark will always shine in the light.
But could we just kind of shine a light on, okay, not the person that's in the closet, such as TD. Let's shine a light on the people that are judgmental of the people and why they're in the closet. Let's
Right.
go there. And then we could talk about honesty, and we could talk about orientation, and then we could
Okay.
talk about TD.
All right.
Now, I want everybody to understand, from our community to the heterosexual community, a lot of times you get us hiding is because of the way the world is set up. We're socially still not accepted. I know you feel like we are because you've seen a few scenes on your favorite talk show, or you're seeing LGBT people in sitcoms, but the real everyday world does not function like that. You know, it doesn't work like that. It's just like any other show. It's entertaining, the lights go off, and you know that you can't walk down the street like Nicki Minaj and them. So it's the same for LGBT people. Just because you see it on TV and everybody, oh, I guess this is, cool thing to be. And some people are coming out and the younger generation are more comfortable. That's just not how it is.
Yeah.
So you get to the point of, again, we talked about P. Diddy. And then now TD Jakes.
Yeah.
And then now
A
Uh,
power bottom, boy. I had so many of my friends.
what's a
And,
power
yeah,
bottom?
in my inbox, and I'm glad that they came in my inbox. My straight friends, what is a power bottom? Where did that term come from? What does it mean? And so, you know,
Tell them look at Urban Dictionary.
yeah, so I had to let them know, and I sent them the Urban Dictionary, and they was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but at the end of the day, it's a lot of people who are what we call trade. You know what I mean, or who aren't being their authentic self. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here that may have a girlfriend, but they are on the DL. You got to be straight up about that.
Okay, but where does the line? Where is the line? When can you actually come out and be honest? I mean,
Yeah,
like it's a betrayal. I mean, in TD situation, it's like I can understand why he's
yeah.
possibly hiding, but then I'm like, okay, but then you're a pastor.
And then you say little innuendos. I never said I had been that.
Yes.
With all of this going on, like TD, come on, man. You're it. I'd rather you just keep it real.
Yeah.
This is the time, and it's okay. You have a whole community that's still gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? But now is the time, and when he says little things like he said, "Oh, I've never said I have always been perfect." Come on,
Oh,
man.
the avoidance.
Yeah. Like, come on. And I'm like on the edge of my seat. Oh, he about to say it. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to give y'all what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, I thought he was getting ready to say, like, let me tell you, my radar has always gone up to the man. I'm sorry. And I still supported him.
Oh yeah, we
But
know. We
my,
know.
my gaydar always went up when it came to TD Jakes. And there's a lot of other pastors and ministers that are
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, yo, if you choose, to hide behind that, that's you. But you got so many people that follow you.
Yes, and that's probably the reason why he's hiding.
Right. But I think that if he was still to come in his truth, he would still have those people.
No,
He would
I
have a
think
whole
a lot
new
of people.
community.
He have a whole new community, but
He
I
have a
think
whole
lot
new
of people,
community.
uh,
But
um,
I get it. You know what I mean? Some people just can't come out with it.
okay,
Hey.
well, something like orientation is not as cut and dry. When do you think? Because it's several scenarios when it comes to our community. It's like you could come out as gay and being in the closet or a lesbian. What about if you're a trans person and you like should you be having a grand reveal?
I don't think. No, I'm gonna say it like this. Like when it comes, I mean, like who am I to judge when a person is comfortable with coming out? But if you are dating someone, right,
Uh-huh.
and you know that you may look like a man to them, but you were born a woman. Let me put it like that, okay?
So you're a trans man.
You're a trans man. I think that it's important that you let that woman know that you are a trans man,
Right.
instead of trying to fool them because what they see in front of
it's
them.
not. I don't consider it as fooling. I think you just who you are and you vibing, and the person like you. I'm a male. You're
When the time is right,
then you
then
disclose.
you disclose. I don't
Okay.
think, I'm gonna say like this: if I was a trans man, I probably wouldn't disclose unless I know I'm about to take it to the next level.
Okay.
You see what I mean? I don't want anyone to feel that way. Like we just going on a first date.
So
Nah.
so you're saying
If you don't ask
you don't
me,
owe
if
it to the community. Like you don't have to go out into the world screaming, I'm a lesbian, or screaming, I'm a gay person, screaming.
I don't need to scream that to anybody. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna scream out, "Hey, I'm a lesbian." Nah, that's not me.
Yeah, yeah. So what DC say? And that's the thing. Some trans don't be honest up front.
Yes, you got
Um,
and I gotta agree. When like trans women, I think it's very important if you're dating a cisgender man. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
If you're dating a cisgender man and y'all get ready to take it to that next level, like even if it's y'all went on a date and then y'all going back to the apartment and chill. I don't even care if I feel as though you need to keep it 100.
So just disclose. I think people
Yeah.
should disclose when they're comfortable, but I think definitely no matter what your situation is, you should disclose before you get physical.
And before
Because
that's what
it
I'm
could
saying.
turn
Before you
violent.
because it could turn violent. Exactly.
Now, I think it's for our community. I think it's terrible in the world that we live in that people expect you to be heterosexual. And then it's a shocker when you're not. And then it forces us to live in these boxes where even myself, if I chose to date a man, I have to tell you that I am attracted to women too. Why can't you just understand that this person likes you? I like you. Um and I want to proceed forward. And then before we get into all of that, then I tell you, you know who I am. Why
you
does it
mean
have to
like
be a public?
it doesn't have to be a public thing. I feel like if like okay, like let's take our situation for instance. You know what I mean? I'm thinking the whole time, you're lesbian, but you're
No, I'm not.
right. You're not. You know what I'm saying? You are intersex. No, that's your gender. I'm sorry. Help me out.
I am a pansexual.
Yeah, pansexual. That's what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. My short-term memory. I've been doing a lot today. She's pansexual, so that means you love who you love,
Yeah.
right?
I love who I love.
She love who she love. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that it's very important for someone to know before they move on in a relationship.
Right.
It's very important.
Does that make the person evil?
That doesn't make the person evil. But if you were to hold on to that information for like 2 to 3 years and then tell me, oh, I'm gonna be pissed as hell. That's something that need to come out within the first, you made me wait a long time. You know what I'm saying? Before we went there. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that's something that should be let out after you done went on 4 or 5 dates and you ain't dating y'all being exclusive to one another.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, I came with it all. With everything you asked me, I was straight up. You know what I mean? And I think that that's important. Like, people don't have, sustainable relationships because of honesty.
Right.
That's what most of the time breaks up the relationship. It's
Yes.
honesty. And that's why we
Yes.
talking about it today.
Yes.
I even get with her because I be like, do I look good, babe? Don't tell me yeah to make me feel good. Keep it 100. And that's the thing I like about her. Like when we went out when we went out the other weekend to that club, you told me I look like a security guard. You know what I'm saying? Because I do wear a lot of black and white. But I had on my little Black Excellence t-shirt and had on the Kenneth Cole hoodie, had on black jeans with some black shoes. I thought I looked sharp. But she said I looked like a security guard. And, I appreciate her being honest. But you know what? I kept that shit on, excuse my language, because I was her security for the night. You know what I mean? So I kind of liked it. You know what I mean? I took it as a compliment of her being real. And sometimes I let her know, nah, babe, that ain't it. You know what I mean? I keep it. That's how you got to be honest in your relationships in order for them to sustain.
I
And we
agree.
have been together
for a while.
for a long time, like 6 years. All because we're honest. You know what I mean? And then, honesty sometimes has broken relationships.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But-
Because a person that's receiving on the other end doesn't know how to take the honesty.
That's true.
And it's
but-
caused them to, you know what I mean? Honesty has broken relationships, especially business relationships and, relationships, people being together. When you keep coming. A person can't take it all the time, and they just like, yo, F this, I'm done. But they was honest with you.
Right.
I
Can you
mean,
ever be too honest though?
I ain't never heard it too honest.
Like
if you were asked,
heartbreakingly, like devastating, terrible honest where it's just too much.
I don't think it could be too much, and maybe sometimes it's the how you deliver it.
Oh, well,
Being
then
honest,
you would
the
fail 'cause
delivery.
you deliver horrible.
Okay. She said I deliver horrible. I do.
You
I'm very
would.
blunt.
You do.
You talking about my bluntness?
Yes.
And then my voice raises. Yeah, that's me. But I love the fact that you still with me. I'm just been blunt all my life because that's the way it came to me. Majority of my life, very blunt. You know, being raised very blunt. My parents that play, man, and I took that on. That's how I was. My brother was always like that. My older brother, you know what I mean? Very blunt and you know, that's how it is. So yeah. But
Oh,
back
no.
to this TD Jakes thing.
Oh Lord.
Have you ever been swallowed?
My thing with him is this, right? I have been listening to a lot of commentary on YouTube about it. People are devastated that he's had this alleged relationship with P. Diddy. And then people are devastated because he's their pastor and they want him to come out. And then there's some people that's just devastated because they feel like his wife is okay with everything. To me, all of this stuff is just so public.
Well, number one, who are we as people to say who that man could be friends with and dealings with Sean Diddy? And sometimes, you know, there is that saying you attract what you're around. You know what I mean? So the pictures that I seen of him at P. Diddy parties look like he was photoshopped in. I'm a graphic designer. A lot of it looked like he was photoshopped in. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how you know that the party, even if he was at the party, how do you know it was one of them parties that was over the top that Diddy did? You know, what if it was something like a Bless in the House party or something? I'm just saying, you know, a
Bless in the
business
House
party.
party.
Now, you know, when I say bless the house, you know, people have housewarmings. You know what I'm saying? And if from what I understand is that TD Jakes was someone that P. Diddy went to for guidance.
Okay, but
That's from what I've read in the past.
but what
That,
about
you
the
know what I mean?
videos with him at the party?
What's wrong with dancing?
Oh,
They dance in church. What's wrong with dancing? Now,
he
come
was
on, I'm keeping it
getting
real.
He was getting
Okay, well, what's
it.
wrong with them dancing?
I mean, it's nothing
They
wrong
people
with it.
dance in church.
It's nothing wrong with it. I'm
How
just
you
saying,
know that it ain't like one dance and then he dipped off? He just seen things he didn't want to be a part of, then he dipped off. What y'all think? Y'all tuning in. What y'all think?
we did a poll and
They said, how do you go from the I love you?
making plans for the future, rings, etc., to damn block, ghosts, etc., with no explanation. That's Cheryl Smith.
Oh, okay. She said the block, ghost, etc. with no explanation. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's a person not being honest. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's a lack of honesty.
That's a lack of honesty. That means they had something else going on in you too. I'm keeping it
I
real.
don't think it's about. It don't have to
It
necessarily
could be. I'm saying it could
something
be.
going on. It could be something they feel about that particular person that's unresolved too.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the times, I feel like when people go outside a relationship or go ghost, is because they can't get what they need from you, and they've probably exhausted.
I'm
trying
sorry.
to say it to you.
If everything is good in a relationship and then you just get ghosted and you leave, come on, because it says there.
Everything wasn't good for that person.
Hold on. They said, how do you go from the I love you making plans for the future? So if you're starting to make plans for the future, My question to you, Cheryl, were y'all in a relationship?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so if you were making plans for the future, y'all had to be in a relationship. And I'm curious to know, in that time, was it like 2 months? You still in that honeymoon phase, or were y'all together for some years?
She said yes, they were in a relationship.
Okay, and how long were y'all in the relationship? I'm just curious.
Yeah, for me, I
I
would
mean, if it
say
was something like a year, 2 years, and then all of a sudden you just went ghost, that means that they chose. I'm sorry.
it doesn't mean they chose anyone. They could
They
have
they
chose
they
themselves.
they could have cool. They could have chose themselves, but they were a coward for not
Three
having that.
months.
Oh, 3 months.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, they. I think they were
They
gaslighting or
they
something.
was gaslighting. If it was 3 months, yeah, yeah, that it would 3 months.
That's not even long enough
That's
to.
not enough long enough to really start making future plans for the future. I'm sorry. You're still trying to get to know that person. Future plans come after you got like a year, 2 years, right?
I don't know because you were saying you was gonna marry me
I
in a
told you
little bit
that.
of months.
Hey, when But I'm just saying, hey, y'all, I'm determined. I'm a beast when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it all the way
Yeah, she
real.
said love bombing.
She
Oh
said, "What?
wow, they were wearing the rings and everything.
Oh
Wow.
wow! So y'all was
I think, like I said,
I
I
think
think
at
people
that
don't be
time,
honest. Honesty.
yeah, honesty. That's what that is. There's some honesty
There's
there.
some dishonesty there. I think that person again, y'all needed to have a conversation. Y'all needed to have a conversation. How you gonna step off camera? Y'all needed to have a conversation about what it is that y'all wanted and where y'all were going. I think this person, instead of just being honest with you, they just checked out. They didn't even want to do the work. That's the person that didn't want to do the work.
Yeah. Um, he the one that wanted
To
to
change
change.
social status right here.
Oh, okay.
He the one that wanted to change the social status.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Well,
yeah, no. That person, girl, you probably just saved yourself a headache
yeah.
because them communication skills is in the basement. If this
Yeah.
person couldn't tell you why, he was going and what he was going to do, and
And
he
said,
said,
"I
"I
love
love
you
you first."
first.
Ooh,
Mm.
yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
even
somebody
believe
playing
that.
games.
Yeah, that just sounds
Yeah,
like a
that
game.
sound like a game to me for real, and I'm keeping it real. It only seemed like you was the only one. He probably telling somebody
Don't
else.
even say that because we
I ain't gonna
don't
say that
know.
because we don't know. I'm
We
just
don't
saying.
know. Let's just
That's me,
say,
Cheryl. I'm sorry. That's just me. Put my,
Cheryl, I
my
am
smack
sorry,
on
but
it.
he chose
Age don't
himself.
mean nothing. 40. What
To
she said? 45.
43 years old.
Yeah,
No.
age don't mean nothing. A lot of people don't know. There's people 60 years old that don't know how to be mature and be
And
honest.
we just said that you gotta, in order for you to be honest with anyone else, you
gotta
gotta
be
know yourself.
know
You gotta
yourself.
be honest with yourself.
Exactly.
So maybe this person did have intentions on that and realized this is not who he is and what he want. He's single 3 years.
Hi.
It's right here, hon. I'm
It's
reading it
just-
right here on my
oh, he's
iPad.
single 3 years. You can't go off of social statuses. How do you know he's single for 3 years?
Well, Cheryl, I understand that you were upset. I understand how you feel, and it may hurt, but I think you dodged the bullet.
Let me keep it real with you, man, because a lot of my friends, right? I ain't gonna say like back in the day, a lot of my friends were males. You feel me? This is during my promoting parties and things like that, and my boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real, and a lot of my homies. They had their wives, some of them girlfriends at home. But when you out and hanging with the boys, you got something else out there, and people weren't keeping it real. And I'd be like, don't have me jammed up in your ish. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to, and a lot of fellas don't like to put the relationship status on social media. We got to stop living for social media to think that Social media is going to tell a story. My social media is for promotion and marketing only. I don't have my personal life up there.
No more.
No more. No more. Let me put it like that because I learned this from her. I don't have my personal life up there. It's for promotional marketing only. That's not telling you a story about who I am. And that's what we got to step away from. Is like everybody relies on the digital. They rely on social media to tell them about a person. I've seen people use filters, right? And now they got AI.
That's a total way of
Hold
being
on.
dishonest.
Total way of being dishonest. You know what I'm saying? And using AI where it could enhance the photo. I'm like, yo. Then when you
you know you don't look
you
like
do not
that.
look like that. I'm not putting nobody out there, but I used to belong to this thing called Yahoo 360. It was like they had different groups in there, and people got in there and they chit chatted, and profile pictures didn't match up to who people really look like in real life. You feel what I'm saying? Really didn't.
Wow.
She said he's seen it.
Social media need to be gone. I've seen it. She said I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Cheryl, girl, I feel like, or I'm sorry for assuming gender, but Cheryl, I think you dodged a bullet. Anyone that can't have a conversation or be upfront and honest, then let them go, because a relationship, like the show says, relationships aren't easy. It takes a lot of talking.
You need the closure. Well, you might if you waiting for him to help you give the closure, you may not never get it.
Sometimes we never get closure.
You never get closure. So you have to learn how to close it yourself.
You used to be a closure person.
Yeah, I used to be.
I've never been a closure person.
Yeah, but
some things is just not for you to understand.
Right, but some people, in order for them to move on in life, because of we don't, you know what I mean? You don't know how much they poured into that, 3 months, the other person. You know what I mean? Meaning like, sure, we don't know how much she poured in, and this might have been, the man of her dreams. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if I'm assuming, but, but I saw her say he. So maybe the man of her dreams, and she really poured a lot into it. You don't know in that 3 months is like she may,
oh wow,
poured
20 days of 6 meals, 26 hours of sleep. That's all she's had. I think, Cheryl, if you can get to a therapist, and think about that and have a conversation, I let all my walls down.
Yeah.
I think you need to
I've been there.
I lost 22 pounds. Yeah, I think you need to get to a therapist.
Yeah.
Get to a therapist and sit down and have a talk, because
you gotta let that pain out.
Because now, and I'm not trying to be in your business, this sounds like most people that go through this, and I'm not a psychiatrist, but I've been to several therapists or whatever. This sound like abandonment issue, and that's deeper than what he did. It's something deeper within you that you have to resolve.
Right, and we know we're not professionals here. We're just giving you, tidbit. But I can tell you that I have been where you are. I remember I was dating someone and they broke up with me, and I wasn't ready to let go, and I couldn't move through life, and it was just I was in a depression for a while because it wasn't nothing that I did or didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy. Like, they just broke up with me because they didn't want to hurt me, because they want to play the field. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to play the field, but I was so happy in this relationship and felt so good. You know what I'm saying? And then you start to think about a lot. I was paying for college education and everything else. Yeah.
She said I was going crazy, screaming in the house alone, and it's a first heartbreak sober, first relationship sober. Yeah, I say seek therapy.
Yeah, you definitely got to get some therapy. It's going to help you.
It's going to help you tremendously.
Yeah, it's going to help you tremendously.
But
yeah,
I know for me, if someone just walks off, I don't take it personally.
Yeah, but like you don't. But a lot of people, like, if you were to walk up from me and not give me no explanation, I'm gonna be messed up. You know, like everybody different.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
know.
saying? Everybody's different. Everybody's not
I
like
know,
you,
but
and
I would
you're rare.
rationalize it.
You would probably rationalize it, and you would be all right to do it, but everybody's not that
I
strong.
know. I would
And the
rationalize it.
majority of Americans and people in this world ain't strong like that, like you are. So you're very different. You know, me, somebody, if it was like friendships or you know, somebody say, oh, I ain't fooling with you because you did this, da, 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 da. I'm not gonna keep arguing because I don't like drama. All right, then don't deal with me then. If that's how you feel, and you're not gonna give me a chance to explain, then fine. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to love and you putting your heart and soul into something, yeah, that's different. That hit
She said,
different.
I've always swallowed my pain and booze. I'm friends with all my exes. Well, sure, like I said, get therapy. You're not gonna always have that same ending. There's so many different personality types in the world, and
Hmm.
we can't expect the same outcome from everyone.
Yeah. And then you have to be careful with that part, being friends with all your exes. You don't know if the person you're dealing with knows your ex and your exes are saying something different between y'all. You got to be careful with that when you know, like, I had to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? For real. I'm a true believer in that too, because I believe that we become friends first before we go to the next step. But you're gonna meet someone in your life that, you know, you're taking it to the next level, that they ain't gonna deal with you being friends with your exes.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, she like
I'm
that.
just not.
I been, let me tell you, been
She
there.
said the only one to break me to pieces. Oh, I felt
Oh
bad.
man. Cheryl, you're a strong person. You know what I mean? I'm going to pour into you right quick. You've been supporting me for a minute, and you're a strong person. It's nothing wrong with going to a therapist. I would definitely tell you to go because you need to get out that pain. And I really think, like, when I went to the therapist, there was deeper things, you know what I'm saying, that I needed to deal with so that I could move on. You know what I'm saying? So I would say definitely go seek a therapist and watch how your life turn around. You feel what I'm saying? For
I
real.
have one on my page, Dr. Trey.
Yeah, Dr. Trey is very good. Yeah, Dr. Trey is amazing. I would definitely say, you know, deal with some of that your past trauma or things that, because
Yeah,
what happens is like when you don't deal with it, what I've learned is, for me not dealing with trauma in my life, and when we say trauma, it's like a trigger what will set things off. You know what I'm saying? What
yes,
sets off your mood, certain things that may happen. So a lot of times, you know, I never dealt with different things in my life that were traumatic. And when we say traumatic, it just means a rough time in your life. Let me put it
right.
like
It
that.
doesn't have to be anything extreme, like, when
Yeah.
people say trauma, they think rape or
Yeah, it
abuse
doesn't have
or
to be
being,
anything like that.
battered.
It's just that
Anything that triggered you when you were
triggered
younger.
you. Yeah. And it don't have to be younger. It just be in your life period. But if we don't deal with that trauma, it continues to go on, and it continues. You will not have healthy relationships. Let me put it like that. So you have to deal with it,
Right,
and we have to set our pride to the side.
right.
For real, we have to deal with it, and a lot of people don't like to deal with it because they don't want to open up. But let me tell you what's good. Excuse me, to open up is get a journal. That's how I did it, and I brought my journal with me to therapy.
You probably wrote in there about me like a toad.
Nah, I didn't. You know what I mean? So I'm just giving you some suggestions. Start writing that stuff down in a journal. 35 years,
36 years
36 years
of
of
alcohol. She said
alcohol.
I was raped, abused, death, lots of things, loss of my babies. Yeah, I say
Yeah, you got to get into a
get
therapist.
therapy so you won't get these unhealthy attachments. And once
Mm-hmm.
you heal yourself, you'll start to attract different people,
Right.
better people.
Because what we do is that they're called mountains, and you have trauma, trauma, trauma. Something good happens, so you know what I mean. When we don't deal with the issues in our life, that pile keep coming high. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking, you starting at a low plateau, and then something happens. That hill keep getting higher and higher and higher, and then there's gonna be something that happens that triggers it, and then that mountain is eventually up to the top. You got to start breaking that mountain down back to level plane.
But we got to give Cheryl credit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I give her credit and salute her for being honest with herself.
Being honest with
Being
herself and
honest
putting it
with
right up there.
yourself.
Yup.
And that's, honesty it's a lot. People take it's just a small word and people take it for granted, but it means a lot. Hey Messiah, hey Gloria.
Hello,
But
everyone.
she said y'all are great people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let us know what happens, Cheryl, with your journey.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
we'll drop in Dr. Trey's information. You know what I'm saying? Right?
I gotta find it and I'll
Okay.
try. But yeah, honesty is you can leave it. It's
Okay.
it's so important. It's so paramount with relationships. Not even just like Cheryl just proved relationship with yourself, like we said at the top
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
You gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta know yourself before you can actually come and engage and be honest with someone else.
Let me tell y'all something.
And it's not easy to pull back the layers of it. Like we like to see the best,
Yes.
but it's hard for us to actually get
And-
with the worst of ourselves.
And women, we especially women who handle their business, we're very prideful. Men are too. Men are too. Don't get me wrong, but I can only speak from a woman's point of view. We're very prideful. We don't want people to know like we need help. So we keep saying, "Oh, I'm done with it," and then that pile becomes higher and higher and higher.
That's
then
me.
then it explodes.
That's me.
You see what I'm saying? So,
I'm the I could do it all because I don't want you to do it.
but it's gonna come to a point that something's gonna trigger, and that eruption is gonna be crazy. So it's good to have, even if you can find a friend that you can talk to, but nothing's. I don't know. I just like letting it all out at the therapist. But I started putting it in a journal, and I'm gonna tell you, like a lot of people, like I told a lot of people, I'm not the same smack. And people didn't understand what I meant by that because I went through a journey myself of being honest with myself. You feel what I'm saying? I had to set my pride aside and say, yo, I need to get to a counselor. I need to get to a therapist. I got to get this out. And because I started seeing a different side of me. And sometimes we don't see it, but it take our other half or people who are close to us to show us.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to, mess up those healthy relationships. So I appreciate the honesty in the past year and a half. So when I tell people like, yo, I'm not the same smack, like I'm just not. Because I love myself now. You know what I mean? For real. And I can't honestly say that. I can keep it real. I didn't always love myself.
And that used to drive me crazy.
It used to drive her crazy. Yeah, I didn't love myself. But I love me, baby. I come first. And that's very important, is that we as humans have to be honest with ourselves first. You have to have a relationship with yourself. I don't know why people feel as though they don't have to have relationships with themselves.
Because you're not taught that. A lot of people not taught. You're taught to, like when you start out, your parents teach you how to be a good kid, how to have a relationship with them. And then they teach you how to be good in school and it's always external. It's never an internal thing where you can sit and be honest with yourself and have these conversations. It's never that. Then you go to church, it's also teaching you how to relate to other things that's external. So by the time you go through all that programming, you never sat and said, okay, everybody pushed all this stuff in me, but nobody allow me to introduce myself to them. But I could say with the parents that I had, my mother, my I never experienced it. They always say, "Who are you?" or "What is it that you? What do you think?
Right. And everybody
How do
don't
you
don't
feel?"
yeah, right. Everybody don't have that, that same family value or had that growing up. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I started, speaking my mind at an early age, and I guess I was always getting smacked, y'all. Like I was just too blunt. Like, yo, why I gotta do that? I would always ask why. My mom used to smack me in my mouth. But what I'm gonna say is like, in the past 2 years, I have dealt with my trauma. I'm a much better person, I think, and I've learned that I'm not gonna always have my way. I've learned that there's a lot of things I've learned just being candid and honest. And so when I say that I'm not the same smack, maybe you try to holler at me or try to get me to do business with you, and I did it, and I don't know. I'm just saying I'm so different now because back then I had blinders on, and I'm starting to see people for who they truly are.
Yeah, because you didn't want to face it.
I didn't want to
be
face
honest.
it.
You didn't want to. But either way, let's getting back to TD Jakes and what the heart of the conversation is. It's not even about who he is, his orientation, because I feel like your orientation is your orientation, and it doesn't matter, and it is no one's business really, right? But should is honesty? Do you owe the public honesty?
The public now. Why do we? Why do the? I mean, are we? I mean, hold on. If you're a public figure,
If you're a public,
if you're a
figure,
public figure and you got millions of people following you, yeah, you need to be honest.
sure, but do I owe you honesty about my orientation, my private, that part of me? I think even being a public figure, you don't owe everybody everything.
I think that if you are out here ministering to people, I think yes, you should be very honest.
Okay, so I'm a minister. I should come out and say, okay, hi, I'm going to be your intersex pansexual minister, and I'm here to teach
Nobody
you
says
this
you
today.
have to say it that way. I mean, in ministry, there's open and affirming ministries. There are pastors out here who are, homosexual. There's female ministers who are, but your ministry should be open and affirming, meaning you. There's a church in Dover that's open and affirming, and the pastor is gay.
But do I have to tell you that I'm gay? Why I just can't have an open and affirming ministry? And
I don't think
now in TD Jake's case, he has spoke against LGBT.
right,
LGBT
and then
community,
that
which
right
a
there is
hypocrite.
crazy to me because he got two sons that were adopted by that he adopted that his wife had that are
That
LGBT.
look like Diddy. I'm sorry.
Anyway, they're LGBTQ. His sons, his stepsons. So I don't know how he could really speak out against it like that. That's just my thing.
And him being LGBTQ himself, and it's just not even just him. It's a couple of them pastors that were like, I'm finding out what's the old time dude. Oh God, everybody loved, my grandparents loved this pastor
Oh.
from back in the day, and James Cleveland was gay. I mean,
Wow, I didn't know that.
So it's
Yeah, wasn't it Donald Lawrence too? The gospel.
it was a couple
It's-
of
it's
them
a
that
lot
was,
of-
that was LGBT.
My thing, and when people come out and be their truth, people still fool with them. You have a lot of that going on in the church, man. I just, what I mean.
So okay. So what we're saying in this space, in the time that we live in, be honest with yourself,
Be
know
honest is-
yourself, and then display yourself as who you are in the public.
Right.
And you don't have to worry about
Like
being
if
caught
somebody
up.
were to ask me something and I'm building a relationship with you, I'm gonna be honest. But I feel, as far as TD Jakes is concerned, if somebody from your church just blatantly loud come out and ask you, yo, have you ever slept with men? Be honest. Say yeah. If it is a yeah, say yeah. Back when I was younger, and if you feel as though God took you from it and you were able to meet your wife, then tell that story.
Oh, so that's so turn my personal life into a testimony.
If somebody asks you, I'm just saying.
Oh Lord.
What was that right there?
It says he has a wife and that's
What's that word?
he has a wife and kids.
So what does that mean? He got a wife and kids. There's a lot of trade that got a wife, kids, but they sleeping around with Paul. What is you talking about?
That's King. He has a wife and that's harder and he has kids.
I don't got. Hey man, still got to tell you the truth. I'm saying
I think when it comes to honesty, you can be honest and not disclose everything.
yeah,
Not disclose everything.
right,
I think, again, for me, I think the people that you owe your honesty to are the people that's closest to you,
right.
the people that you impact the most. Like, I believe TD Jakes is a bisexual or a gay male, right? But I also look at the relationship he has with his wife, and I believe his wife knows who he is, and they're comfortable with that.
And as long as he don't.
So
Okay,
I don't
so I
think he don't
understand your
owe
question.
the public anything.
He don't own the public anything. That's why I said whoever you got relationships with. But when you are a minister,
And I think
and
if
you
I
got all
am a
these millions of
minister,
people following you, and they donating buku money,
it's
your
whatever. As
ministry.
long as my wife or my spouse is okay with who I am, and I'm serving the community. Now, I don't think that he should be a hypocrite and talk about the LGBT community.
Oh, yeah.
Or defame us. I don't think he should do that. I think that's
I
wrong.
haven't seen that. Has he done
I
that?
think that he should just toe the line.
Yeah.
Also, him and his wife, and I'm sure they done had this discussion. If this is who you are, don't put us in a compromising situation where it could be found out. You keep that private so that we don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, I get you.
Now, going out with Diddy ain't private.
Nah, everybody get to see it. Everybody
Getting
camera
on the
out.
Jeffrey Epstein's plane is not private.
T.
Now,
Jakes was on there?
I'm just saying if he was.
Oh.
Now,
His name was on the list.
this isn't even, I don't know. This is an
Okay.
even harder one for me, right? Because out of all the rumors that everybody should really be concerned with, out of all of it, if he's indeed a pedophile, that is something totally different. And I feel like in that situation, you need to be extremely honest about who you are. He said he is. That's King. He said he was. And he said he agree. You need to be extremely honest about that. And I have a story. When I moved to Delaware, right? I was working at a house. And the father was always there. And he used to always have conversations with me, right? And you know how I am spiritually. People watching, you probably don't know. Spiritually, I could detect things. Something kept telling me to look this man up on the registry. Look him up on the registry. Something wasn't sitting right with my soul. The man was on the registry for raping a child. So I feel like you need to disclose that.
Yeah, that's something you definitely gotta disclose.
Now we're gonna disclose. People are so worried about who's LGBT. The disclosure needs to be if you a pedophile, all of these kind of things.
Yeah, that he should have disclosed that, especially being around. It was his kid.
I don't know who the kid was.
No, I mean, so you said you was at a house.
Yes, I was
You
at
was
the house
working or
working.
working.
Yes.
So you was it was his child is what I'm asking.
It was. I don't know if it was his child. It said a girl. No, because he had a boy. But it.
I'm not talking about what he did.
Uh-huh.
You're saying you're at this house. Was he just visiting this house? Or was
Well,
he the
he
father of
used.
the
To,
child?
he was the father of the child.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, he was the
Oh,
father of the
okay.
child, and that's something. Just me being in there or anyone. That's something you should know.
Yeah, that's very important that that information comes out. I agree. All right.
Just being honest.
So that's our take on honesty with, relationships that you be in. You gonna talk about your situation?
Which one? What?
This beautiful outfit you got
Oh, so this outfit. All right. I gotta be honest.
sitting up here taunting somebody right on
This
live.
outfit, if you like it, now you can't see full of it. It's keyhole arms, and then the bottoms flare. I have a boutique that I'm launching on April 6th.
Ain't got a picture
It's
of
going
it
to be
put up
called, I didn't put up there, Peach Boutique. We are having a fabulous pop-up April 6th. It's called the Wind Down Pop-Up. $25, you get brunch. You get to wind down for a couple hours. You get to see a fashion show. You get to try on the latest, greatest trends. Plus size women, this is for you.
Oh,
I
she
will
get a
have
goodie bag. You
small
forgot the goodie
sizes.
bag.
And you get a goodie bag from the boutique. And I don't mean like a cheap bag with some papers in it and a few little knickknacks. I mean, in these bags will probably be tights, sunglasses, because I wear a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. It's going to be quality items. There will be shoes on deck that's being sold by Latoya Grove. It's going to be an excellent time. So, but if you like what I have on, which I can't stand up and show you, it's a flare leg. It's very nice, red and black. Just email me, peach@peach.ceo. It's at the bottom. And this outfit is good material, good quality.
It is,
And it's
y'all.
for a bargain.
Look at that
Okay,
keyhole, y'all.
so
Look at that
plus
keyhole.
size women, right? How much you think you would have bought this for me for?
Well, that probably like 170.
Nope.
It's a
This
pants set, y'all.
outfit is only $65. It's a pantsuit. I wish I could show y'all. I can't show y'all. My leg won't lift that high. But either way,
up here
it's
taunting
a
somebody
beautiful
on this.
flare leg. And if you're like me and you're good with yourself, and you're like, I still listen. I'm a big girl and I still want to look the fuck good. Hit me up. You could go to the
Up here taunting
website.
somebody,
It's
y'all.
Peach Boutique. PEEAACH.boutique. And you can actually see this outfit online. It's going to be on the top, streaming back and forth with all the other outfits. I'm going to try to wear one every week up until the actual
Yeah, y'all. She ain't.
the actual
I ain't gonna
pop-up.
say I'm proud of you, baby.
Thank you. Got your
little tag and everything.
and
I'm
you,
loving
look,
it.
And you like the outfit. And
Yeah.
it's good
I
quality.
said you up here taunting
See,
somebody.
look, good quality, and it looks good.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good. So after, like I said, I'm in touch with myself and who I am, and I love myself, and I want to share the love. So I got these little nice outfits so I can share the love.
Yo. The outfits are beautiful. I'm in charge of the inventory, making sure that when
Making
stuff
sure I
comes
don't wear
in.
every day.
Yeah, but making sure what's on the invoice is what's in the crate when it's open. So I like that part. I like doing the inventory part, and I love being a part of your vision.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
And see,
welcome. Proud
and
of you.
Look, let's talk about why we ain't come on, because we had to have a come to Jesus moment last week
Oh yeah.
of honesty
Of
and how
honesty.
you felt And I had to get my little get right together and make up
Mm-hmm.
my mind if I agree with it and be honest with you.
Yeah, you can go ahead and talk on it. I'm gonna
No,
ad lib.
we ain't gonna talk on it deep. We just gonna say
Yeah.
it's just,
It was about
a part of the,
honesty.
a part of the relationship, honesty.
Yeah.
She honest about how she felt. I listened. I was honest about how I felt, and then we came to a space where we could both compromise,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked.
Yeah, it did. It did. It felt good too. I
Good,
ain't gonna lie.
good. So honesty, I guess we could kind of wrap it up. The
Yeah.
topic for tonight was how honest are you in relationships? Is honesty important? I say hell yeah. What do you think?
I said heck yeah too. Look, I don't know. Like, look, I want to tell you, I'm about to be honest with our viewers. Y'all see a telephone number scrolling down there. Well, we get ready to get off right now. But I'm gonna be honest. I wish some of y'all would call into us. We want to hear your voices. For real. We got an actual telephone number. You can call in and be on the show with us.
Let's talk. All right, so let's end it with the reasons why being honest is positive. We talked about the pain part, but
Yeah.
why is honesty important?
It saves relationships.
Yeah, I think the reason why I think honesty works and is the best policy is because you have a greater chance of getting what you want out of the relationship by being honest.
Yeah.
I think when you're dishonest or
And your relationships last longer. And I'm not talking like relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, girl, girl, boy, boy. I'm
frivolous,
just talking relationships, period. When you are honest and that's what I love about my for smack the indie plug events with my team. I want them to be honest with me because that's the only way we're gonna grow, and I'm honest with them.
yep,
You know what I mean? And you gotta be that way.
and it works both ways. In
Yes.
relationships,
Yeah.
personal relationships, business relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty is
It's key.
Yep.
Honesty is key.
All right.
We're gonna leave y'all with this video again.
Oh God.
All right. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Look for Relationships Aren't Easy, okay? And subscribe to our channel. We're gonna leave y'all with this video if you missed it in the beginning.
You gotta watch to the end, and then you get to see the swallow video. But,
Yes.
Any last words for TD Jakes?
TD Jakes, you know what I mean? I think you are a powerful man. You have a lot of people following you. And what I'm going to say to you, TD Jakes, is be careful in the relationships that you have with people and be honest.
Yeah. And I'm going to say to you, TD Jakes, if you are a part of our community, it's sad that you're hiding it because you could be a great asset to help us change. You could be a great tool for change. But y'all have a
Great
good
advocate.
night. We love you, and we will see y'all next week. Bye. It's Sunday, y'all. And
Relationships aren't easy, y'all.
Should I tell them the good news, Matt?
Yeah, babe, go ahead and tell them.
Nah, I think they can
I'm
wait.
excited. I'm excited.
I guess you can't tell everything.
Tonight's topic is how honest are you in your relationship?
Have you ever been swallowed?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been
Have you ever
swallowed
been
up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where
Yeah.
everything was overwhelmed?
Have you ever been swallowed by the Lord? Have you ever been swallowed by the Lord? Have you ever been swallowed? Yeah. When you thought you couldn't, but then the Lord said, go on ahead and swallow. Oh my God. Yeah, have you ever been swallowed? He can't say nothing about swallow. Like, he can't say nothing about swallow.